Hello. Welcome to Clear Skies Perseverance, episode 7. I'm so glad to be here with you all. Prepping for the show actually calmed me down. I was having a lot of anxiety. Some of you may have seen my tweet. I was having a lot of, not an anxiety attack, but it was like getting up there. And thinking about being here with you all and these beautiful players and this beautiful chat and our audience and just playing with these characters and in this setting calmed me the F down.
Yeah.
So thank you all for coming and tuning in. Thank you all also for everyone who contributed a shuttle pilot concept. I will be picking one of those in the moment. I read through most of them. I couldn't decide because they're all very fun and funny. But in the moment, if we get to that scene tonight, we'll get a shuttle pilot that was contributed by Twitter. Now, a couple of announcements before we dive in. As many of you have probably heard, our sponsors and partners, Modiphius Entertainment, had some really freaking big news last week.
Yeah, they do.
Yo, Lower Decks is coming to Star Trek Adventures. I mean, we all flipped out in our chat. We were like, oh my God, it's so exciting. It's going to be, I think, in the fall. I'm not sure they've given an exact date. So it's not out yet. Actually, sorry, maybe I shouldn't have even said the fall. Oopsies. I know things. But they said on their Twitter, while you eagerly await the launch of the campaign guidebook for Lower Decks, you can grab the PDF player character sheets as well as Lurkers, a PDF adventure set in the Lower Decks era right now. So you can already start playing
And
with
Aliza,
some of the info that they've put out there.
do not read that because that is what we are going to do on our playtest one shot. Our private game.
Oh, don't you saying me? Don't read
Yeah,
the.
don't
okay,
read it.
Got
Whatever
it.
you do,
I was
don't
like,
look
I
at
just
it
read
because-
it. What?
No, don't read the adventure
Very
because
literal
the private
right
game that we're going to run
Got
for
it.
a one shot on that. Yeah.
Okay, I will not read it. Thanks
Okay.
for the heads up, because I would have read it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some affiliate links from us to you. If you use that link, you will be giving us a little bit of love on the commission side from our Modiphius partnership. And it's in the chat, but also it's easy to read. So I'll just say it's tinyurl.com/clearskieslowerdecks. If you follow that link, you can go see the 2 products they have out. You can also go get anything else from the site, and it will show us some love and show them that we sent you. Now, and in other Star Trek Adventures news, I just want to give a little shout out because I also found out this week that you can create your own Star Trek stories on Roll20 now, because Roll20 just added the Star Trek Adventures core rulebook. So go check that out. Apparently there's the core rulebook and also an art pack, so that's pretty awesome. So anyone who uses Roll20, go get that, grab that, start playing with that. And then just another shout out to Explore Mars. Their event is officially a month from now. It's May 16th through 18th. It's the Humans to Mars Summit taking place in Washington, D.C. at the National Academy of Sciences. You can use our discount code Clear Skies Mars if you are thinking about going to the event, or if you are definitely going to the event and need to get a ticket, use our discount code Clear Skies Mars. No spaces, all caps. You can register at exploremars.org/summit. That's all of the official announcements. Are there any cast announcements?
Yeah. 2.
Yeah.
The first one is if anybody is interested, on the 21st of April, I'm having my birthday stream anniversary over on my Twitch channel, 16-Bit Eric on Twitch. So if you want to come hang out, it's going to be hours and hours of probably playing Tron Identity, which has been a lot of fun because it's a big murder mystery theft mystery so far. And playing some other like Battlestar Galactica games and stuff like that. So that's my thing. But the big announcement, and I'm not sure if everybody saw this, but I'm going to guess since you're here on Cryptic's Twitch channel and you've been following us, you probably heard. But the Ross is in Star Trek Picard. The Ross appears in Star Trek Picard. And
the average hotness of Trek ships has jumped precipitously.
There's a quotient that has definitely been shattered by this. It's pretty remarkable. So if you hadn't heard yet, just wanted to reiterate it because I'm still wrapping my brain around it. But somebody was very kind and put the Ross in 76710 in Picard. We're all still pretty shocked and humbled by
Thank
it.
you, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah,
for
so
doing
thank
that
you.
for us.
Special shout out to
Sir
to
Patrick
Jerry
Stewart.
Ryan
I just
and Gates
wanna also
McFadden for going to
I
bat
just
for
want to
us.
say thank you to the Borg. Thank you.
We couldn't have done it without you.
You
Couldn't
know,
have done it
maybe
without
maybe
you.
not.
Just
All right,
gonna.
that's all I got.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. Any other announcements?
Yes, we just did Morning Ritual episode 100. It was a real emotional time. We put we have a greatest hits compilation. We've put that on YouTube, but if you want to see the sob cut, where me and Anita are watching it with you, you can check that out on Twitch. It was real emotional. It was a good time. Thank you everybody that watched. And the second announcement is I've been doing some preparation for our oh my god, coffee exclusive game. There is a Star Trek mystery involving the registry number of the USS Relativity. Just a sneak peek of what you can expect. We might solve that mystery of where the missing USS Relativity has gone. So if you're interested in checking that out, donate to Streampunk's Coffee. You'll get to find out what happened to the other Arlington that made an appearance in one of the one shots that we did here, and you'll find out what happened to one of the missing USS Relativities, which is a really cool ship.
Amazing. If you donate at the companion or higher tier, you can see that exclusively. And when is the next date?
Ooh, I should have this ready. It's the last Tuesday of every month, so that's
Last
going to
Tuesday of
be
every month. That's
the
soon.
25th.
25th. That's very soon. That's next week, Tuesday. So get up on our coffee, companion level or higher, and you'll be able to catch up on that story. And you'll also see all of the previous episodes of that. Bonnie, I saw you raise your hand as well.
Yeah, I did. Next weekend, April 28th, 29th, and 30th, I am in Vegas for Amazing Las Vegas Comic Con. If you're local to that area, come and find me. I'm easy to find. Just look for the quirky redhead behind a table. And then the weekend after that, I'm in Philadelphia for Gays in Space. A bunch of nerdiness happening over there too. So check out the socials for that because I have no idea what I'm doing for either of those. Because I don't have any of my schedules.
That's one.
Oh, no. Oh, man. I haven't slept this weekend, so this is going to be an interesting game today.
So it's
Sleep
another day.
deprivation has fully set in. And once again, I'll have to leave a little bit early because my work scheduled me tonight to work till 2 a.m. Okay,
That's
that's
two.
2. And with that, I will mute myself. Woo.
I'm going to slip in a little announcement on behalf of myself and Kaitlin. My interactive fiction, Welcome to the Blood Bar, is on Storyloom. It features cocktail art by Kaitlin in Chapter 4. And also, I'm going to be real honest, okay? Listen. All of the writers on Storyloom, we're trying to increase our viewership. So it would help me out a lot if y'all could help me out. So can I get 10 people this week to play through my story? It's 5 chapters, and each chapter played through counts as 1 view. So you could add 5 views to my little viewership. We're doing a little internal competition at Storyloom. So please help me out. The link is, Mike, you have that link? I dropped it. I added it to our chat earlier. If you could drop that link in the chat. I just need 10 people this week. That would be amazing. It's by the end of the month, but if you do it this week, then you get it in early. And yay, thank you. So yeah, check that out. And also tweet me and let me know, what do you think is happening? There's a mystery unfolding in Welcome to the Blood Bar. All right, that's my announcement. Does anyone else have an announcement?
I think we're good. There's a lot.
Oh, yeah. Go
Oh.
listen to my solo album. Okay, bye.
Oh yeah. Yes. Sam?
Yeah, no, I trained for this my whole childhood. I can hold my hand raised forever.
It's real.
But yeah, but if you want to know why a fully grown man and former chair of the Department of Astronomy at Harvard got into a fight with a postdoc on medium.com and what the heck aliens have to do with it, I strongly recommend learning about extrasolar objects and academic slap fights in the latest episode of May Contain Science up on YouTube now. It went places I didn't expect. And I'm not even talking about Umumwa. So that is up there. Please go check it out. youtube.com/@Delevely, DELEVEELY. And now,
get
alas,
this
I have to
tea.
do more science. I've been talking all day about how disappointed I am to do the science because I don't even like science, and all of that is a
true.
lie. I'm so hype. I'm so hype. I'm so
So
hype.
much
Science,
rage
science,
towards
science,
science.
science, 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 science.
Was that it? Did I hear the?
Yes.
All right. With that, we shall begin. Mike, let's build. And we have returned, diving right into episode 7. Not much of a recap because we actually wrapped up some loose ends for the most part with Entitina. We found out that they are a collective of sorts, a new living fungus-like species, but a new species all the same. And there's going to be a lot of sciencing still to do with Entitina, but we've kind of figured out a lot about them, her. However, we are still awaiting word from Belal Torres. And in just a couple of weeks, we will have the arrival of one Captain Talon and family visiting their dear son, Dr. Rylem Reon.
I love this.
But before we move forward in time to the family visit and trip south, what are you all doing? Would anyone like to tell me before we move forward in time, after the Entitina incident gets resolved, what are you up to?
Rylem is spending a lot of time in the propulsion lab, working on a way to use the secondary warp core to establish a sustaining regenerative power array for the Ross class as an alternative. If in case the tractor beam thing doesn't work out, making it so that the secondary warp core will constantly regenerate one power point to the ship without rolls being necessary for engineering. That's what
Nice.
he's working on right now.
Nice,
Big project.
Nice way to work it into the mechanics too. Very well.
Yeah,
Well
yeah.
done.
Well, I was just thinking about that. I was like, every time you take damage to the shields and you need to restore shields, you need to spend power. And sometimes you're running low on power, so engineers have to make the roll to get power. And I was like, you have 2 antimatter reactors on this. Why isn't one of them just being used to regenerate power constant? I mean, it adds a whole. You could add threat that you could accidentally overload the grid. But if you have a sustainable power grid, then you can have a regenerative power supply for a starship that requires no roll. So anyway,
Nerd.
that's what I'm working on.
I know. I was like,
Just kidding. I love you, Eric.
We
So
love
fucking
you, Eric.
much. I love you so much.
that was.
I'm gonna be your GMs again. I'm gonna be all y'all's GM again one day. So just remember that.
Dang.
And we haven't scheduled
Okay.
that one to
Noted.
meet.
I
Yeah.
take it back. You're not a nerd. You're just a very normal person.
Very normal.
What do you
that's-
want
Very
from me?
normal person.
That's
You're a
what
very normal person, Eric
we're
Campbell.
normal
Just a big
trekkers
old
here.
normie.
But that's what Rylem is doing. He has just been in the propulsion lab, literally leaving with only like 4 hours before sunrise, regenerating his alcove, and then coming right back into the propulsion lab.
Great. All right. What is anyone else who would like to tell me what you're up to before we move forward in time?
Ensign Qila is still not fully convinced that this Intentina is not a security risk after what happened with the lovely Veevee's health during the last incident. So the past few weeks, Ensign Qila has been like putting up safety protocols and the sense of security, both for the team, for cyber security, for everything. Basically, just feeling kind of useless because this is way out of her element, and the sense of something to do with paranormal, psychic things. Frankie don't really deal with that in particular, so just kind of overcompensating with security around the base.
Yeah, Ferengi are immune to that, aren't they?
And Ferengi are immune to telepathic abilities. So, ha ha ha. That just makes it even more scary, I think, for them, because it's something that's unknown and that they can control. Anyway, that's what Ensign Qila thinks anyway, and also is very, very nervous about meeting Captain Talon because they are a fan of her work and her career and in general person, and has probably been thinking about what to wear when meeting her for the past few weeks, and might have even gotten Veevee's advice on it, and I'm sure she requested something off-white.
Oh, that's lovely. That's fun.
But most likely Ensign Qila's going to wear something ridiculous and colorful for her first meeting.
You gotta let Qila be Qila, you know.
Yes, this is accurate fact. That is what I'm doing. Take that what you will.
Fantastical. Yes. Anyone else?
Veluth has just been writing a very thorough report on the Intentina incident, making sure everything and everyone is accounted for. He has put in the personnel requisition for Belana Torres, and highly suggested that the station would benefit from the presence of a counselor.
Now, are you seeking a specific type of counselor? Because there are counselors already.
Someone with a specialization in emotional maturity, trauma, that sort of deal.
Okay. And all right, Veluth, dropping into one of these days during the next week or so after the Intentina incident, you're working on this detailed report in your office, and you hear a priority alert. Kamenuk comes in from the second room and says, "You got a response. Did you?" Shall
I've
I?
not yet seen it. I would love to see it.
Yes,
if you
here,
could provide that.
putting it on screen. He puts it on your large screen, and it's a text response. And you can see that it is from one Belana Torres, directly herself. The response reads, "I am honored at the invitation from Dr. Rylem Reon. I am currently with family on Konosh, but I can report to Utopia Planitia in 4 Earth weeks. Torres out."
I'm just gonna look over and instruct. Please make sure that the doctor receives this message. I would like for him to know that the request has been received, and that he could expect the counsel that he's requested.
Yes, I will alert him directly. Kamenuk turns and goes back into the second room.
He just sighs and goes right back to filing that report.
Okay. Actually, continuing with that scene, Kamenuk sits down at his desk and opens a direct video channel, or tries to Dr. Rylem Reon, to your propulsion lab. So you get an alert. Toot-toot, toot-toot.
He activates it. It's the view screen is from Reon's left side, as he's not, to indicate how little attention he's paying to something that he is not working on. And he just goes, "Yes."
Dr. Rylem Reon, I have a message directly from the Balana Torres. Would you like me to read it to you?
Oh, just forward it to my workstation. And then he cuts it off rudely. Just ends the message.
I wanted to read
Loof
it.
is just gonna say, that sounds about right.
Kamenuk sends the message to you immediately, and you get this message.
Okay. Down at the workstation, he kind of glances over at it and just looks at it and reads it and says, "Slower than I would have thought." He goes back to working.
Okay. Back in Valuth's office, Kamenuk comes from the second room and says, Commander,
Yes,
may I make a special personal request?
of course.
In 4 weeks, may I please be present to meet and greet Balana Torres?
This is the first personal request that you've made since
Yes.
I've known you.
Yes.
Of course you have my approval, but I can't help but find myself curious as to why now. Are you a fan of Balana Torres?
Kamenuk pulls out a pendant that you never noticed him even wearing a necklace, but he pulls out a pendant that's shaped like a batleth. Gets closer to you, almost leans over the desk so you can read the inscription on it. And you see, I don't know if you read Klingon, but you see some Klingon writing. Do you read Klingon? Do you?
I would say that he's the type that once he gets the command post that he has, he would see all the personnel there and work to study all their languages as kind of a show of respect.
Yeah.
So he reads it, but it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you
he
probably
would
recognize
get the
some
gist.
characters.
Yeah.
You recognize a B and then a Klingonization of the last name, Torish. And he says, Balana Torres.
I see.
She is my hero, as someone who grew up not wanting to be a warrior, who went into another field and excelled at it and became well known. She is one of my heroes.
When Dr. Reon made this request, I did take some time to look into Lana Torres' files, and I must say that her experiences will be invaluable to the station, and the insight that I believe that she can provide to us will be exhilarating. Of course, you may have the time off that you're requesting. Of course, I would be reckless if I were not to tell you to please be sure to put your best foot forward, as it were. We would like to make a good impression.
Yes, sir, of course. Yes. I will not dishonor you.
I had no expectation that you would. The warning is simply part of my responsibility.
Thank you. I shall order the best blood wine for 4 weeks from now. Kapla! He turns and goes back into the second room.
Just quietly says Qila.
And that leaves Lieutenant Ty.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, yes.
I was rather hoping no one would notice.
Oh, I always notice you.
Oh, Lisa.
I like making Sam blush.
W. Riz Aliza, got it. But some might say Ty has been hiding out. in the Biononos lab, particularly the holo simulation construction bench. Ty, for their part, would say that Dashana has been excited about some of the projects and getting more field observation. And so Ty has delegated outside the lab tasks to someone who has requested certain types of career development and experience. I think the notion that Ty might be a little awkward in salvage is warranted. Totally ridiculous. Yeah. So lots of time in the Biononos lab, building. Fresh code. Always takes a while to lay down. And then fix your bugs. And then,
true.
wait, I didn't think there was a bug there. This was working before. That, Ty.
Okay. Dashana, of course, being very observant, about a week into this, floats over into you and says, "Hey, it's almost lunchtime. Do you want to head over to the... I was thinking maybe we could replicate our lunches and eat it in the courtyard. The weather's pretty nice out today."
It does seem lovely. You should go get some air. I do want to keep working on this, but,
You spent lunch in here for the past week.
Look, ever since we got those upgrades to the replicator, I think that the lunch options have been pretty good.
It's not that you don't want to go out to the courtyard because the courtyard is halfway to salvage, right?
I mean, what are you calling me, some sort of coward?
Well, are you a coward?
Yes.
Or should we go to the
extremely.
courtyard for lunch right now?
Nope, coward. Working through
Dang,
lunch.
I thought that would work. I thought that reverse psychology thing. All right.
Too many lifetimes to have an ego like that, Dashana. But
Okay,
thank
noted.
you.
Ugh, fine. Okay, well, I'll let you know if I see anyone out there. I mean, not that you would care, of course.
Right, no, of course.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But yeah, no, please.
Okay. And she floats away to replicate her lunch.
All right.
And with that, yes, we come to the close of those 2 weeks post Entitina. Veevee has been doing some experiments with Ty on the holodeck, just initial things to see if maybe Entitina can be incorporated into that technology, into that space. And Ty has been very, very busy in salvage. There's been a lot of cleanup. Since Entitina has been cleared out of the Bovel, it's now just kind of constantly trying to get the Bovel broken down, get those pieces smelted back down, put back into replicators, and also doing some repairs and polishing up the pieces that will be used in this new in this new Ross build.
I presume you mean Tovaa, not Ty? With
Did I say
respect to salvage?
I'm so sorry. Tovaa Kaz, not Ty.
It's all right. It's just because we're the two Trill
Just
on this
realized.
station
And the
people
two
mix us up.
Ts.
I understand.
Are you saying I'm Trillist?
Well, I mean, since you brought it up.
Am I being called out right now? Yes, I meant Tovaa Kaz. So yes, Tovaa Kaz has been busy in salvage. Also, another thing that happens within that first few days after Entitina, I forgot to tell you all this. You all, in your various different places, wherever you are in this one particular evening, you all get an alert on the, I think we've referred to it as the Utopia Planitia group chat or the Slack. On this, whatever this network is, we're calling it. You all get an alert about, actually, it's a video, and there is an amphibious looking humanoid alien that pops up on your screen. You can tell this was probably shot on a holodeck because there's a very real looking but very clearly like digital display behind them or holographic display behind them. This amphibious creature also has just one lock of blonde hair that like swoops up and over, kind of like a bang that goes backwards. Um, he looks kind of like a male, possibly. It has like really nice, like lean muscles, kind of like a swimmer's build, amphibious. And he looks directly into the camera and he says, Utopia Planitia Shipyard, I have been tasked with the honor of inviting you all to the Southern Winter Annual Extreme Games. You all may know me as Cove. I run all of the special winter and ice sports down below in your recreational center in the ice. But I'm going to be heading south as one of the hosts and sponsors of this. I want you all to, like, if you have time to take off, I know we can't leave the shipyard abandoned, but I mean, consider taking some vacation time. This is a really wonderful event. Some of your own are probably going to be doing some of the more low-key recreational activities. I invite you all to participate as well. But of course, we have the games. The games are great. I'm retired, of course, from them. But we have some amazing contenders, including one of my absolute favorites, Carmen Nieves, the octogenarian from Puerto Rico, Earth. She's going to be competing in the extreme skiing event, and I just cannot wait to see her crush it. So take that vacation time, head down to the Southern Winter Games 2 weeks from now. Signing out, it's Cove. Shoop.
I mean, not saying I'm running away to another hemisphere of the planet, but it does sound like a good idea. I'll send the request up to Commander Vluth for some time off for Lieutenant Tai.
Okay. Okay, so I imagine, actually, I do want to see what everyone else's reaction is to this. The thought process on the Southern Winter Games. Qila.
With the Winter Games, so I know it's similar to like our Winter Olympics here. You know, is that an accurate description of like what it would be listed as, to where if Qila did research, that's what she would see?
Yes, a couple of things. Absolutely, it's like the Winter Games. It's also like the extreme. We have the X Games on Earth. It's kind of like that plus the Winter Games on steroids.
Okay, so
It's
Keela's
super
gonna
extreme.
do research on like extreme sports and different things like that. Because again, this is all new to her. You know, they don't do this in Fergie, but she's also thinking possibly like of ways to make a profit off of this on the side
Ooh,
with bets and whatnot. But she's also very excited seeing all the different pictures of like not ongoers. What I'm trying, y'all, words.
Spectators?
Onlookers?
Thank you.
Spectators?
Yep,
Yeah.
those are the words.
Gotcha.
Those words you said just now. Looking at past archives of that, she's like, I can wear colorful paint, and so she's picking out which teams to cheer for by color palette and different things that she wants to do, because she's gonna go full out. Like, she's very excited for this, and is gonna be like starting. She's also using her magical Ferengi mind to look at all of the stats of all the different competitors and everything like that, and figure out which one has the best statistics of winning, and basically,
You're gonna moneyball the Winter Games.
look, if I'm off the clock, I don't see what problem this is, and also, I'm just saying, I don't think there's an issue. I don't see an issue with any of this. It's all in good fun, right? As she puts up like a big alert of like, make your bets.
Amazing. I
That's
love this.
3.
Y'all, when I get tired, they come out and oh, y'all,
They're
if y'all see
legion.
me, I keep trying to hide my yawns. I'm so sorry. I've not slept in probably 4 days.
You're a trooper.
Muting.
Of course, Sam is
goodness.
going to destroy you after this.
I might not wait that long, but yes.
Yeah. This reminds
yeah,
me.
Rylem.
Player Eric is reminded of the hilarity that is the Risa summer events on Star Trek Online, which I highly recommend if you ever want to see your character wear swimming trunks and fly on a hoverboard out in the ocean. Rylem is much like he was with the book club, he's just a little apprehensive, not looking forward to being taken away from the work that he's doing. So when he hears the message, he just, Then he goes back to work.
Mm-hmm.
He gives
Yes,
himself a
that,
moment to just sit in that for a second and just go, it's coming. There's nothing I can do about it. Let's just get back to work.
that message from your mother lingering in your subspace messages folder. And also, you perhaps are having memories of watching your sibling, Junille, when you all were younger, competing in local winter events.
Mm.
What was that like for you?
It was a lot like it was a lot like being forced to go to Sunday school when you did not want to be there, or any kind of like he was doing every. I think it was fascinating for him at first because that was when he had just been adopted, so he would have been early teens. So it was interesting, particularly because he wasn't in the orphanage anymore and he was trying to like adapt to this new family environment. But I think for the most part, it just didn't really. What is the point? I mean, considering by the time I was 18, I was already help designing stuff at Zephram Cockham's Institute. My brain was already there when I wasn't there yet. So the sporting events I always struggled to be very supportive, I think. Rylem always kind of struggled to pass on him being supportive. Plus, he also found it kind of sad considering that one of his Borg enhancements is a cardiopulmonary strengthener. So watching everyone get winded easily was something that was kind of unusual to him.
Wow, that's so cool. I would love to build this scene with you.
Okay.
So I'm imagining this, for us, very futuristic looking hockey rink or ice skating rink. Perhaps it's like on the outside, it kind of is a flat bubble shape, like an oval on its squished, like if you were to squish a sphere in half down. Inside, the ice is expansive and slick. And you are sitting in the stands with your mother, Talan, and your father, Adenkar. And your other sibling, Avrin, who is leaning forward on the bleachers with their elbows on their knees and just like hands, chin on their fists, kind of watching, looking also a little bit bored. I imagine you have some type of holopad that you're designing things on.
Yeah, I think he's working through puzzles and whatnot and occasionally glancing up and watching.
Yeah. You might glance up when you see the boards open up, a door open up in the boards surrounding the rink, and skating onto the ice, you see these tiny hockey players. Remind me, you were 14 when you were adopted. How old are you now?
I actually have that information. Right now, he is 34 years old.
34. Okay,
He was
so you
adopted
are
when he was
about,
14.
and you were adopted when you were 14. So 14 minus 9 is how much? 5?
14
my
minus.
God.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the collective. He was liberated from the collective when he was 12.
You're
was-
9 years older than Junille. And so you and Avrin glance up and you see the boards open and these tiny little skaters, the peewees, skate onto the ice. They have these kind of angular, like half triangle sails on their backs and helmets, full gear. And it's very funny to see. I don't know if y'all have watched Pee Wee games. It's
Yes.
adorable and very funny. But also, some of those kids are really good. It's amazing.
They are, especially
some
considering
of
they
them-
just look like hockey gear with skates on. There's barely a kid in
Exactly.
there. There's so much gear.
Yeah. And this being wind hockey, which is an invention I'm just making up now. I don't
Sure.
think that exists.
It does now.
So they have these, they have these sails sticking out from their backs like shark fins, but
Okay.
like wider, like longer, I should say, from top to bottom. So they skate on, and some of them are like skating really hard. Junille is one of them. Junille, it looks really fast and powerful, and she just skates up. She has her stick in her hand. She's a lefty like I was when I was a kid, and she's just skating back and forth, going around, already practicing some goals on the open net. some of the other kids on the other team look intimidated by her.
Mm.
And you kind of glance up and see this tiny kid doing this extraordinary thing, but also like, huh, okay. Why are these small children putting themselves in harm? What's the point of this?
Mm-hmm.
The wind machines turn on, and now it becomes even harder because the kids have to fight against the wind. And the game starts, and you've been to these games several times at this point. Juniel scores like 4 goals pretty early on into the game.
4.
Juniel is the star already.
Good lord.
And
She gets a
everyone is
hat
just
trick,
kind of
like right out of the friggin' gate.
yes. Juniel is a little superstar on skates.
Okay.
Juniel also is not very humble, even at this young age. They're cheering a lot. Whenever they score a goal, they like throw their arms up, holding their stick, and they're just like jumping up and down on their skates. And then one time they slip down and fall, and get back up and start cheering again. Not very humble. Not a humble winner. But Talon kind of nudges Adenkar and says, "We should manage that pride." And Adenkar says, "They're just having fun. Let's just let her enjoy the wins." And Talon says, "If you insist." And the game continues.
I'm going to start making notes in my data pad about how it's the socialization of children and how this sort of attitude is going to breed resentment because of the pecking order that children establish, much like most animal breeds. And he's just basically, as he's typing this in, he realizes he has a moment where we're entering this information very rapidly on the data pad. He stops for a second and then just starts deleting all of it and tries to force himself to pay attention to what's happening.
Adenkar kind of coughs and clears his throat. And you glance up at him. And he kind of winks at you.
Gives a tight smile back.
Don't worry, kid. Don't worry, kid. This game will be over soon, and you can get back to your little puzzles.
Just nods. Okay. Would be agreeable. Which is a phrase that he hears Talon say all the time. He's just adapted. Yeah. In fact, at this age, Reon has started to really just he started talking like a Vulcan, really.
Adenkar says, "Agreeable, huh?"
Yes.
He looks at Talon. "Agreeable." And Talon looks at her husband. "Yes." Adenkar just looks away and smiles. "All right, good game, good game." And that's where we fade out of that memory. And with that, sounds like everyone has made plans. Oh, wait, Veluth. We haven't checked in with Veluth. After you got that shipyard-wide message from Cove, what is your reaction?
I'll never understand the need to yell during advertisements. The Volume 1 displays their message does not have any effect on my desire to go or not. Strange, however, it is that I've received a request for time off from Ty to go to this.
Kamenuk is sitting across from you at your desk.
I've had 2 personal requests from individuals that are usually dedicated to their work. It is good to see that the crew understands that they need to take time away to recover from the traumatic event that we've gone through. Perhaps it would be in the station's best interest if I too were to take some time away from my duties to relax. Do you have any thoughts, Kamanu?
Only that if you were to go on vacation, I would hold down the fort very well, Commander. I will make you proud.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Can I sit at your desk while you're gone?
I'd imagine that you would, regardless of what my answer would be.
No, not at all.
Very-
If you said no, I would not.
Well, it would make no
Unless I had to, clean off the desk and just by chance I was squatting to get lower, to get a better angle, and my buttocks touched your chair. That might happen. I cannot deny that might happen. Sometimes, maybe it happens sometimes. But otherwise, I would not sit in your chair if you told me not to.
Well, if you were to serve as commander in my absence, it would be illogical to restrict you from the offices of that position. So, I will take some time to myself, and in that time in which I'm gone and where you are serving in my stead, it would simply be logical for you to enjoy the full privileges and responsibilities of this office.
Thank you, Commander. Thank you. Okay. Great. Okay.
You seem very excited, Kamanu.
I am. I'm very excited. Thank you.
I am glad. I suppose I should begin research to see how one relaxes during a sporting events like this. So, pulls out his pad to study the sport inside and out. Like he's starting with the rule book.
Chapter 1.
Safety equipment and how to put it on. That's all he's doing. He's gonna be cheering for all the wrong things. That child there, they put their safety gear on wonderfully, exactly to code. Do they award points for this?
Yes, there'll be a lot of polite clapping when the Vulcan is watching these extreme sports.
As a sports fan, I hate myself so much right now.
Lean into it. Let's all bring all the sports stuff. I brought in hockey from my childhood. Come on, y'all.
You literally combined air hockey and hockey into a sport.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
Get ready
Also,
to
I
get blown
competed in
away.
sports and I read the whole rule book for multiple of the sports I competed in.
So unusual,
We are
Sam. I would
nerds,
never have guessed.
but- We're nerds, but we also are kind of jocks in some ways. I feel like, maybe not Bonnie. Well,
I wrestled all throughout high school and only knew the rules when the coach yelled at me.
I tried to
kinda
do
how hockey went
sports.
for me.
I tried to do sports in middle school to appease my father, and I was pretty much eating snacks on the bench the entire for all the sports.
That sounds
That
like a
was your
successful
sports
athletic
experience.
venture.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I would be
That's
eating
what-
nachos, like cheering on the basketball team, like y'all are doing great while I'm eating.
Makes sense. It's not your turn to play on court.
exactly.
And then they put me way out in the field for softball. Like I was like picking flowers and making dandelion chains, and like they would call everyone in for batting, and I would still be out with like the opposite team, and I'd be like, oh, wait, we're not
Oh
on
my
the same
God.
team.
That is very funny.
We have to
I
talk
played
more later.
I played midfield in soccer until I discovered I was allergic to grass.
Yay!
Oh my god!
Wow,
Welcome
we're a real
to the-
bunch of nerds, aren't we?
Yeah, we're a bunch of nerds.
We're real athletic, y'all. Did no one watch The Quest? Did anyone see me in an iron cage, like not even able to like lift it through a?
Oh my God.
Oh, anyway, okay. Well,
Okay. Well,
good times.
Aliza, may I ask a question?
yes, please.
How are we getting there? Are we road tripping?
There is a shuttle service.
I mean, we could. Well, I guess we couldn't transport.
There's a shuttle
could we?
service, and also if you'd like to, the shuttle service is faster. It can get you down there in a couple of hours. If you'd like to road trip, you absolutely can. You do have some land vehicles that you can access.
Because we could also do because I know the curvature actually has a problem with transporters, but we could do multiple transport.
You pop
beams,
up
right?
to low orbit and then down because
Which
you
is
see people
typically,
beam to planet all the time very
Yeah,
comfortably.
yeah.
But that wouldn't be like I have no mechanism of vexing Veluth if we simply transported. So when I see that Veluth is also planning to take time, I will extend an invitation along with anyone else who's planning on taking the trip.
Oh,
Great.
then I have a question. Is the fam supposed to meet me there, or are they coming to Utopia Planitia first?
They are coming to Utopia Planitia because they
Okay.
wanted to also get to see where you work.
Okay, I'm gonna accept then for the road trip. It's limited space, right? Yes.
Well, I mean, all vehicles have finite volume.
Sure.
I have to pack all my accessories.
Sure.
And
but
I have multiple outfits for each team depending on how they rank within the sports. And as the progression and the competition progresses, I will be dressing accordingly to the team that I seem fit. So I'm like stacking up all of my luggage. This is very exciting. Is this how it works?
I would love to what you just said is happening in one of the shuttle bays.
Yes.
Also,
I have multiple pieces of luggage. This is the most I've ever packed.
Have we decided, are you going to shuttle it or road trip it?
I think we're road tripping.
I mean, it's completely inefficient, but I have a feeling that this is what's happening.
Road trip!
You are free to take the transporters and interact with
Thank you.
your family as much
No,
as you like.
as someone who has been liberated from the collective, I am intimately familiar with my newfound freedoms. However, I can also understand the power of the selections that are being made right now, and the gravitational pull of what it is to be sucked into Star Trek Road Trip. So,
And the truth is that there is tremendous utility to building rapport with one's crew.
also
and
high risk.
thereby maximizing the efficiency of requested time off. Thereby, it would seem only logical.
That's making a lot of
to engage this mode of
assumptions.
transportation.
That's making, as we know, that sometimes being enclosed in tight spaces for a prolonged period of times can also lead to agitation and possible psychological upsets.
On the short term, certainly. But then the process of working these things through,
which also
is
follows
the
the
exact
presumption.
thing that builds more rapport.
I have to
right.
keep eye on my luggage.
All right,
And
now-
Qila has to keep an eye on her luggage.
and you're looking. I should learn to explore this glass half full way of thinking, and Reon will relent.
I've begun pre-planning my packing arrangements. Will there be a replicator on the shuttle? If so, I will be able to bring less clothing, as I'll be able to replicate the necessary outfits for the time that we'll be away.
I don't.
So,
intend to
in
change.
response to your question, someone steps forward wearing the yellows, the gold of operations, and this is where I'm going to Twitter
Oh,
to
here
see
we go.
who
Here we
is
go.
our-
Here's our
Yeah, get
shuttle.
excited, folks.
Here's our shuttle.
Can
guy.
you imagine going on a road trip and not needing to bring like a bunch of outfits and stuff because you can just replicate it when you get there?
Oh my God! Honestly, I had that thought. I was like, "What if I could go on trips and not have to ever pack anything and just have everything I need when I arrive?"
My
Right?
aunt just came for a 5-week trip here to the United States and didn't bring more than like a carry-on bag because she just stole everything from my mom, her sister, for 5 weeks.
That's the way to do it.
Siblings.
Like-
A
It's
bold
the answer.
move.
Replicator, sibling.
It's great. I would like to thank Benjamin Nielsen for our pilot who strolls up to you. She is a short Tellarite. I'm going to say
Sweet.
she has a curly pink mohawk that kind of extends kind of mid-back. She's very cute, curvy Tellarite lady. Her name is Niall Thyron. She's an ensign, 1 pip. And she says, "Hey, I'm I heard you want to take a land vehicle. There's one right over here that I could. It's a 20-seater. It's beautifully made. Actually, as it goes, it rolls over the rocks. You can not always feel every bump unless you want to. If you want me to, I can turn off the shock absorption, but it has really great shock absorption. Also, I want to offer you, since you're road tripping down to the Southern Winter Games, great choice. I want you all to know we can swing by like almost all of the Mars heritage sites. You know, when they did the Mars landers back from ancient Earth in the really early, like primitive space travel days, we can hit up
Lovely.
several of those on our way down south. What do you think?
I'm all for a history lesson as long as I have 3 seats at least for my luggage.
Oh,
I
there's
usually
plenty of
pack
room.
very light, but this is very exciting for me.
Well, as I said, there's a 20-seat, or we can even take out some seats if you want to just use them for your suitcases.
Delightful.
Could just fold them up. Yeah.
This
There's
is wonderful.
1, 2, 3, 4. Are those 2 coming? And actually, Veevee and Tovaa are here to send you off. And Veevee says, "Oh no, we're gonna come later. I have so much work. There's just like this new, the new captain of the Gonzalez Sanabria. She's like really resistant to the all white interior, and I just have to come up with some other colors for her or something. Ugh, it's gonna take me weeks. So I'll be down there like maybe in a week.
You do a really good Danielle, I just want to say.
It's
That was-
uncanny. Okay,
that
for
was
breaking.
the
Oh my
minute
gosh,
you
that's so
started
good.
talking, I was like, oh, she popped in all of a sudden. Yeah, that was pretty.
And Tovaa says, "Yeah, we're taking apart the Bovel. Yeah, it's just too much work for me to get away right now. But I think in about 4 days, maybe Veevee and I can hop on a shuttle back, come down and meet you all."
That would be preferable since I'm still technically supposed to be keeping a close eye on Veevee due to security purposes.
Oh yeah, I can keep a close eye on Veevee while you're gone.
Send me reports daily. Thank you.
Will do.
I'm so sorry to bother you, but will this shuttle have a replicator?
Oh yeah, there's a small replicator. It has a limited menu, and it could do some limited items as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. Just
If you
pulls out
need
his
more,
tag.
if you need to pack something, Commander, I do have space in one of my pieces here. If you need to pack some supplies.
Oh, I think I'll be just fine. And he turns over and he's got like this very functional fanny pack.
Yes, he does. Of course he does. Of course, Felith is a fanny pack guy. Yes, absolutely.
Oh
In my heart of
gosh.
hearts, I always knew.
We're like the dysfunctional like 80s family going on. This is like the family vacation. We got like the family pack, the fanny. Here, yep. We're doing all that.
Caitlin
We're
is
like
gonna
a
be so mad that she missed this.
we're like a vacation movie gone wrong.
Time
no,
for their
this-
part, at least.
I am so
is-
tired. I keep snorting.
Your pilot Niall Thrawn says, it's just gonna take me a couple of hours to make sure this baby is fully powered up. I'm gonna give it a good, nice charge. Why don't you come back, and if you want, you could just start loading up right now. But this is yours. This is yours for the trip south.
Of
Thank you
course.
so much, Ensign.
Ding ding. Notice how my alert sounds change every time. Eric, Rylem gets an alert on his holopad. Sorry,
Okay.
not holopad. On his pad,
Mhm.
gets an alert.
He'll bring it up, swipes it up, looks at it.
It's Talon. It's a text message, and she says, "We have arrived. Are you available to take us for a short tour of your work environment?"
He exhales and says, "I'm on my way to your location."
Okay.
And he looks across at everybody working in the lab and says, "Excuse me, but a Starfleet captain has just arrived and requires my attention."
Oh, I was unaware we'd be getting a walkthrough today.
I immediately go. I'll be in security. If you need me, if you need to, pass on by. And Qila's already like sending out alerts, like places everyone. Just kind of like the first tour that they've done, where she had everyone planned to make it look really important and really fancy. She definitely wants to make a great impression. if they stop by security.
All right. Reon will he'll head on down and meet them at the in the lobby, I suppose, the shipyard.
Okay. All right, heading over from the shuttle bay, vehicles bay, I guess it is. Across the courtyard back to where you know they have arrived, which is that main habitat building. And sure enough, you walk into the lobby and you see your family members standing there. So we have your father, Rylem Adinkar, who is a handsome Bajoran man of average height, dusty brown hair that's speckled with some grays. And he has very neatly placed earring on his ear, wearing a simple khaki-colored tunic. And he immediately waves when you walk in, excitedly. You also see your sibling, Juniel, they, who is 25 years old and talking. You can already, you know this about them. They like to talk. They're very boisterous. They're talking immediately. You open the door and you hear their voice just yapping at your parents. And then, of course, you see Talon. And you haven't seen your mother in a bit. I'm sure you've seen her over subspace video chat. But as always, she has this regal presence to her, this very Vulcan stoicism. As she observes you walking through the door, you maybe feel like she comes close to a smile, what would be a smile for her, and a twinkle in her eye as she sees her baby boy walking in the door. Oh, and Talon, I should say, Talon looks a lot like me for some reason.
Weird.
That's so weird.
Yeah, like a medium brown-skinned woman. She has, what is her hair like these days? Let's see. I think it's like turning white.
Yes, I was saying, please bring on the silver fox.
Yeah, she's
Talon.
a silver fox.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like that thing where the roots are almost all grown out white and the ends are still kind of brown. And she has it not slicked back, but it's kind of like pulled back slightly and loose so that it kind of just sits on her shoulders at with a soft wave over her shoulders. So it's longer than we're used to Talon's hair being, I think. And she also, she would wear it up. That's what it was. She would usually wear it up on top of her head. She was wearing it down now. She's not wearing her captain's uniform. She's wearing, what is she wearing? She's wearing a still teal. I'm going to say she's wearing a teal wraparound kind of like robe, very fashionable kind of robe with sleeves that kind of bell out. And Juniel is kind of chattering away, doesn't notice that you came in, but your parents both have visually kind of nodded to you and acknowledged that you've come in. And as you get closer, you hear Juniel saying, and so, yeah, like, I think, if we just really focus, we can really take this team. This is my first time in the SWG. I'm not trying to, like, leave on some, like, 5th place. That's not cool. Oh, hey, it's good to see you, bro.
Hello, welcome to Utopia Planitia.
She awkwardly sticks her hand out to you, and you're like, you're not sure what this is. It's not a handshake. She sticks her hand out like this. The back of her hand is facing you. It's not a handshake. It's not a fist bump. You're not sure what she's doing. She just has her hand out. Hey, bro, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I hope you're
so
journey...
weird. Oh my God, what are you doing? She like grabs your hand and does some weird cool kid handshake. Oh my God. Wow. It's like no time has passed. Like, what are you doing? Just like building ships here?
No, I construct the propulsion systems for starships. I'm literally the head of project design for creating the beating heart of a starship.
Cool.
It's kind of cool, I suppose, yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be playing in the games. I mean, you're coming with us, so you already know. But like, isn't that cool? Like, it's my first time playing. Like, I just joined the league and I'm like playing first string. Like, yeah.
Yep, it's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Adinkar steps forward and hugs you.
The father.
Hello. Hello, my son. How are you?
Good. And
Oh, I've missed you. He squeezes you a little too tight.
he just lets him.
Oh, Reon. Ugh, okay.
Trust
He steps back and like pats your shoulders.
I trust you had a good journey.
Yes, we had a fine journey. We got dropped off. By the,
An
by
integral
Sally
part
Ride.
of the journey. Yes.
Yeah. Sally Ride is just looking beautiful as always, just like your mother. Talon kind of raises her eyebrow at him. And she steps forward and she puts her hands out. Now this you recognize. She puts her hand out like this. And since you were a little boy, you knew that meant you put your hands between hers and she just kind of clasps them.
Okay. He follows through. Says,
She just
Mother,
warmly, yeah.
it's agreeable to see you.
It is agreeable to see you, my son. You're looking fairly well. How are you feeling these days?
As you know, I have enhanced physiology, and it's more difficult for me to succumb to the effects of aging due to the regenerative nature of the nanites that are still in my system. Otherwise, I'm doing quite fine.
Good.
May I show you around? The station commander has given me leave to show you all the parts of Utopia Planitia not normally granted to visitors, but of course Starfleet officers are permitted.
That would be agreeable.
I'll look over at Janelle and be like, this means you as well. You'll see some of the cool stuff, as you say.
Yeah, great. Do you have like a rec center or something? Like, where do you like work
We have a
out?
holodeck, and we do have a gym, but mostly holodeck.
Nice. Yeah, I'd love to see
very-
that. I mean,
very
the other
large.
stuff too is fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Typically, the holodeck's used for conducting field tests that we're not capable of doing computer simulations and models and whatnot. But that just means that we have an above-average sized holodeck, which permits some pretty fun activities.
Nice. I mean, like, what are you considering fun though? Like,
Me?
yeah.
Well, just recently we had an alien invasion.
Wait, what? That's actually really cool. Oh my
Yes.
god.
During a meteor storm, no less. Which actually managed to get past the defense networks of they have only just been recently restored, so it's understandable. But that was somewhat fun, though I've still yet to receive a explanation as to why I had to be at 3 a.m. pulled into the situation when all I did was service. Doesn't matter. Let me show you around.
Yeah. As you walk and talk, Talon says, "An alien invasion sounds very concerning, but also 3 a.m. Don't you? Perhaps we should talk about work boundaries, my son."
I'm still trying to learn the relationship between civilian workers and the Starfleet officers in charge of the station. I think they are too.
Yes.
Dr. Brahms told me that this is one of the challenges in working with Starfleet, is that they tend to give orders to civilians. I've found that it does help to follow the orders of the commander. It keeps things tip-top and moving forward. But it is annoying, I think is the correct word. How have you been, Mother? How have things been in Starfleet?
Oh, just fine. As your father said, the Sally Ride is doing better than ever. We've just been on exploratory missions. It's been a bit quiet, but all seems to be well.
I understand that the Sally Ride is currently one of the few Intrepid-class starships still in service. Is there plans for a refit, or...?
Yes. Actually, yes. I will be perhaps moving into a new role soon. I wanted to bring it up later, but your father said I should not beat around the bush. Is that what you said? And he says, yes. I will be promoted soon, my son.
they're giving you the Admiralty.
Yes. Which means I will no longer be a Starfleet captain, and though I cannot say I'm having emotions about it, I can say that I'm having thoughts about it.
Forgive me, I don't know, but is it possible as a Rear Admiral to have your own starship?
I have not asked, but do you think I should, son?
If you had asked me this question years ago, I would have said yes, you should. But it seems to me like your preferences have been changing over the past half decade.
Perhaps that is true. My children are grown. Your father and I are enjoying his older years. I have not aged, of course.
Of course.
But yes, perhaps my priorities are changing. I will still have to think about what my next role truly should be. I have been away from the science for a long time. Perhaps this is an opportunity to go back and teach at the Vulcan Academy. Adenkar says, I don't want to live on Vulcan though, honey. I know, it is dry and hot. So
when he bluntly states that, even Reon kind of jaw clench as he kind of straightens up a little bit, anticipating that to be even with my inability to catch some of the social cues that happen around me from time to time, merely because I'm not paying attention, that one, Reon reacts, he already senses that that's probably a conversation that's happened between the two of them. He says, and I'm going to try to rescue father and just be like, oh, of course, no, naturally, it's a different environment, but you never know, it might grow on you. Over here is the, and he'll just like, as you can see here, we have some of the propulsion testing lab areas, but the first, of course, before you into the propulsion lab areas, you have to pass by security. There's someone I'd like to introduce you to. And he's going to head over to the security office and open the door.
Everything is perfect. Everything looks pristine. There is obviously like really exciting security things happening, which is just consoles with important looking things that actually don't do anything, but it looks really important. So
Fair.
Just like I planned.
Stepping into your door, you see Captain Talon in the flesh.
What an unexpected surprise! Hello, Talon. Captain, may I call you Talon? I'm Ensign Qila. I've heard so much about you, and, welcome to security.
I'm sorry. You may call me Captain.
Yes, of course, Captain. I just stand there awkwardly.
This is security.
Yes. As you may not have heard, Ensign Qila is the first Ferengi to hold the position of Chief Security Officer here at Utopia Planitia Shipyards.
That's right. Rule of acquisition number 6, never allow your family to stand in the way of opportunity. So I took this opportunity, just like your son has taken the opportunity to exceed all of his expectations and be great at what he does.
It's true. I never expected to be great at what I did, and so I have exceeded them. Mother, also, it's worth noting, too, that Ensign Qila is an officer in Starfleet intelligence.
I see. Pause. Eric, have you told Talon anything about anyone you work with?
No.
Okay.
That has not been shared.
Yes, Starfleet intelligence. I was recruited actually by a mutual of ours, and of course
he's gonna cut in and be like my godmother, mother, handpicked when she was still graduating from the academy.
How are you with tactical?
Oh well, my specialty is cyber security. I can catch anything, hack anything, and protect anything of value. And of course, this station is of the utmost value to me, as are the people I work with. As I motion to Dr. Rylem and the rest of the room, This is the first time Ensign Qila has been not her. She's usually extremely confident and sure, and you can tell she's just wanting so badly to look good in front of Captain Talon. It's embarrassing.
And as is typical for an elder Vulcan, Qila, you feel like you're not getting much back from her.
Nope. And so Ensign Qila just starts to ramble about
Yeah.
some of the things that she's accomplished and some of the, and of course, a rule of acquisition, number 79, beware of the Vulcan greed for knowledge. But I think knowledge is actually the best kind of greed you can have, which is why I was recruited by Starfleet Intelligence. And she's just going to keep going. And
At one point,
Embarrassing
she gently
herself.
she'll kind of, Talon turns to Juniel and says, Juniel, your namesake was a tactical officer on my ship. But this isn't tactical, is it?
it is tactical in a sense that
This is intelligence.
this is intelligence. But when it comes to cyber protection, I am quite tactical. Huh?
I see what you did there.
Well, this has been stimulating. Let us continue on the tour, and I can introduce you to Commander Veloth.
Very well. It was pleasant to meet you,
The
Ensign
pl-
Qila.
The pleasure was all mine. Captain. Like Keela's just gonna like keep bowing and just
And when the bowing starts happening, is when Reon goes, so this way, and he'll
Yeah,
start.
As they
Talon's
all-
kind of like doing a half nod bow.
Yeah.
It's like,
as they all exit. As I'm sure Dr. Reon leaves last, I'm gonna just be like doing this, like, how did I do? Like,
Reon just goes and leaves. I'm gonna kind of try to reassure Talon as we're walking out. He turns to his mother and says, Danielle has the utmost faith in the job that she performs here as security and as intelligence. This way, I'll introduce you to our commander.
oh dear.
very well. And they follow behind you. So you're heading up to Commander Veloth, yes?
Mhm.
Okay, yep. You arrive at that door and you get a doorbell. Doo-doo.
Open.
Step inside and say, Commander, as requested, you wish to meet the impending arrival of the Starfleet officer in hand. May I introduce to you my mother? This is Captain Talon.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And this is my father, Adinkar, and my sibling, Danielle.
Greetings to you all.
Hey. They all say hello to you.
Yeah, it's
Hello.
a pretty eclectic mix of a family, and you can tell that there's, you can tell this whole like jumble of people that have just walked into your office is clearly found family that ratified it through marriage and adoption. Like, just a lovely bunch. Although Reon looks completely out of place as he stands there in all black, looking pale as a sheet of paper. He's just, I was showing Captain Talon the shipyard, Commander.
Well, I do hope that you've enjoyed the tour so far and that you find everything agreeable here on Utopia Planitia. Allow me to take the opportunity to share that your son's incredible work will advance Starfleet's protocols. I fully believe in their insight into our propulsion system and their innovations that they've submitted. We are truly lucky to count him among our number.
Oh. That is very wonderful to hear. Reon has not told me much about the new project that he's working on.
I'm certain that The doctors shared only what they were able to. Any omissions would most likely be a part of his responsibilities and duties.
Of course. Very well.
Very well. Did you have any questions, or was there anything in particular that you would like more information on about during your time here?
Well, I do have one question. I was not nearby when the. Hmm, well, when you all shifted from your wartime schedule to a more relaxed schedule, how has it been for you to slow down your pace of
Reon
shipbuilding?
starts tensing, knowing exactly where this is going.
The adjustment to schedule has been one that has taken some time to acclimate to. However, we find that our personnel has been acclimating, uh, and according to the projected rate issued by Starfleet. I can say that there have been times where additional hands have been necessary to resolve problems, but this is of course the exception, not the rule.
Commander also knows where this is going. We are watching two Vulcans totally psychically duel right now. Reon just, and he's gonna see if his father has caught on to what's happening. So he's gonna glance over at
no.
Adenkar.
Your dad is actually looking at the cool
Oh God, yes.
plaques
Okay.
and art and pictures of all the previous builds that Veluth has worked on throughout his time at Utopia Planitia. So it's like, wow, look at this. And Juniel has come over and joined him.
I'm going to trigger a beeping sound just by literally just by pressing buttons on my data pad while it's just hanging down at my side, and I go, oh. We're due in the propulsion lab. Forgive me, Commander. It would seem that what I was looking forward to showing my mother here, what I've been working on, is ready. So if you'll excuse us.
Of course, though I do not see in the schedule that you were due at the propulsion lab. If there's something that you must see to, please. It has been my pleasure to meet all of you, and if you would like to discuss further, my door will always be open to you, Captain, and your family.
Thank you. I may take you up on that, Commander.
I can't save you from that.
I look forward to it, Captain.
You did that to yourself. You did that to yourself.
She turns and heads towards the door.
Yeah. All right. So we will proceed, and I will just show them around.
Great. You also pass by Biononos.
Oh, okay. He's giving a brief description of the biological entity that they have belovingly named Entatina. He does kind of give a quiet nod to Talon while he's explaining this as they're going in. And he says, of course, Mother, you of all people know certain Starfleet officers' penchant for naming extraordinary organic entities adorable names. And then he'll tap on the door and have it open and lead them in.
Alright, so Ty's gonna be leaving soon. This is the couple of hours they're just working a little bit barely, just to kill time until they get on the road. So, do you remember when Worf and Jadzia and everyone took a trip to Risa?
Wait.
It is in that spirit that Ty is out of uniform. Chilling. In the couple of hours before they leave.
This is going to be really cute.
You are technically off duty, yes.
I am
It is
off
true.
duty. I'm just like, I'm all but playing Hearthstone on my iPad right now.
Yes.
And
So
they back to everyone. Yeah, what is it?
this is Captain Talon
yep.
of the USS Sally Ride and my father and my sibling. I'm showing them around.
And they push off the
bioengineering.
desk and float around slowly.
Oh, anti-gravity chamber.
Lo,
That
yes, for our
is
relation personnel.
that is a
Hello,
fascinating choice.
Captain.
And she gently floats up about 5 feet. Hello.
It's lovely to have you here, Captain. Paterfamilias. Sibling.
And they also say, hey, Juniel, y'all know what Juniel's doing. You know what Juniel's doing, right? Juniel's doing like flips in there. Like just
Yes.
immediately is like boing.
If Janiel's not doing swimming turns between floor and ceiling, just a proper flip turn and push off it, which, by the way, is tremendous fun. Not that Ty speaks from experience.
In the off hours, Biononos turns into just, I don't know, a very
It's a
fun
very
area.
fidget-friendly office.
Yes. So that's what Janiel's doing. And Adankar kind of floats gently up next to Talon and says, hi, nice to meet you.
I don't
Hi.
fully step into the room. I'm just watching this happen.
Ty does look to Dr. Rylem real quick, like, trying to suss out what we're hoping to get from this. Are we doing, like, a tour thing? This was not...
Yeah, he looks completely lost on that one. It's like opening up an app on your phone thinking it's going to tell you the directions you've been asking for, and it doesn't load. He just stares back at you with his eyes
it.
kind of like, and looks around a little bit.
Hello, welcome to Biomedical and Bioengineering. This is one of the research and development labs of Utopia Planitia. So when we are not putting together the med labs that you presumably order your crew to go visit, we are finding new ways to try to help use bioengineered tools on ships. Anything in particular I could interest you in other than the gravity? We have a lot of interesting projects and toys around here.
Well, what is that apparatus on that far wall over there?
Oh, that is the trellis that will eventually house the vine locking system. See, we've found that the structural properties of certain Klingon plants are incredibly strong. Frankly, I think it provides a lot of cultural context in and of itself. But we are testing to see whether we can utilize that tensile strength in order to enhance our docking clamps. They do bite, though.
Unsurprisingly, for Klingon plants.
It is not the friendliest neighborhood, but by the stars does it do great things for the people from there.
Thank you, Ty. I don't want
Well,
to take up any more of your time, and we have to start packing, so I should clear this space out if that's all right. And
Yes, we do not want to take up more of your time. That is a very innovative project you have with the Klingon plants and dock
you.
clamping.
Be happy to talk about it any time. Are you also going to the Winter Games?
Yes, we are.
Oh, then I'm sure I will see you there.
My youngest is actually competing in the wind hockey tournament.
Oh, wind hockey players, my goodness. That you must be so proud. That's amazing.
Yes. We are quite proud of their achievements. And just looking up at Juniel, bouncing off of the ceiling, coming dangerously close to some of the workstations. And Adankar says, all right, come down now. Just, Juniel, we have to go. And Juniel kind of bounces back down, does that swimmer's turn and bounces off of the ceiling to come back down to you all.
There it is. Good catch.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see the wind hockey in you.
Juniel kind of like salutes you. It's like, See you down south.
See you south. Looks back at Rylem like integrating this character information.
Yeah, Rylem will just nod to you and lead them all out.
And they go. And that is where we shall take our break. Thanks for hanging in there a little bit longer. I wanted to get through the full tour just because we were just flowing with that.
But
Bipping and bopping.
But wait, does she like me? Did I do okay?
I imagine, yeah, after we cut from the tour, that door to security opens and you pop your head out and say that into an empty hall.
I'm just going to go, nailed it.
I just see on my data pad, dishonorable discharge. What?
Oh, no.
All right. And with
cool.
that, we will come back for the departure of our party off to the south. Road tripping. Star Trek road tripping.
Family road trip.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you all soon. Don't go anywhere. I mean, go use the
Do your
restroom.
thing.
Think whatever you need to do, but come back.
We're not your boss.
You're not-
As you enter the cave, the darkness envelops you.
I have dark vision.
They say at level 20 you become a god, but I'm gonna do it by 17.
Teach me.
Oh, sad little DM can't remember her stupid NPC names.
No more inter-party romance.
I don't know what that means. Can I get a slice of that?
I can't hear you.
Just one slice.
Yeah, I'm actually done.
I see a whole pizza right there.
Viola, what do you do?
I don't even complain when you leave your Legos everywhere for me to step on.
Avatar: The Last Airbender isn't an anime.
So you're a sex worker?
I'm an actor.
Why didn't you say you were low on HP? I hope you freeze to death waiting in line for Hall H.
What can I say? It's got drama. It's got intrigue.
Go!
It's got pathos. How could I refuse?
That's what you take from this? I'm sorry.
What the fuck is an owlbear?
My son, the Terran Emperor, has merged with an entity of great power. As a Terran, conquest is a way of life, but he has gone too far. Now, we must join forces with enemies, or face obliteration. I want to bring him back from this, but I'll do what I must to stop him. No matter the cost.
Menzo Baranzan is a prison. I am fortunate to have escaped. It is my hope that someday this place can be cast open, its citizens freed from their captor.
Loth is a demoness, a destroyer, a plague upon the world, with her loyalist scum following her ways of chaos and ruin into the depths of the abyss itself.
I think the blaspheme are righteous in their cause, and the loyalists are not. If war comes, I will be on the right side of it.
Some fear war will soon envelop Menzo Baranzan. For me, the war has already begun. Welcome, soldier, to the cause of the blaspheme.
This is Defender. We could use more armored units at City Hall, and we have wounded here.
Red Snake, you have incoming contact. Witchcraft, Ironclad, Black Mask. What's your situation?
The undead are numerous and running amok. We're falling back to 4th Station Steelhead.
Go forth, my children, and feed upon the living.
I'm just finishing up my patrol now. What the? I was wrong. Things are starting to heat up.
The battle rages onward. Victory will be ours.
Calling all champions. This is a global distress call. Report to the nearest crisis zone and engage the enemy.
Humans ejected. Changing targeting lock.
Well, hello there. Welcome back to episode 7 of Clear Skies Perseverance. I want to give a shout out to the chat, just in general. Hi, thanks, guys. Also, shout out to those of you who have been redeeming your channel points to give me threat. That's it. End of sentence. Just give me threat. All this time, all this. Just kidding. I guess you could also like give the players momentum or something. Whatever. But yeah, do that. There's also some other fun things you can do. But I heard that one is for like 50 million channel points, so it'll never happen, I don't think.
Don't say it, because they're going to try to make
I know,
it happen.
I shouldn't even jinxing it. But yes, thank you all so much for that. And let's dive back in. So, Dr. Rylem Reon has given a tour to his family who's visiting, including Captain Talon, his mom. And now, shall we say, and also just to be clear, before we dive back into character, Eric, your intention was to be like, oh, I'm riding with my friends, like, bye, see you down there, right? Okay.
But then
Then
you listed off the detail that it is a 20-seater, and I was like, well, we can invite the whole fucking Federation then. Like, let's just.
That's up to you, but. I'm assuming you had that conversation with them already. Oh, I already have a ride down because some coworkers are heading down there too.
No, I don't have the heart to actually.
I'll invite them. Ha!
Yeah, there you go. There you have it. Yeah.
Please let me interest you in this seat.
Whichever, but yeah, I'm up for all the options.
Seems like we're gonna just have to role play this out and see what happens.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I mean, this feels like maybe 10 to 20 minutes after the tour has ended. You're heading back down to the lobby. And Adenkar heads over to the front desk, which you presume is where they have their bags stashed, which is usually what happens when visitors come for a tour. If they have luggage and they're not checking in for the day or something, they have a little cubbies back behind the front desk to hold luggage. So Adenkar and Juniel head over there. And so you're standing in the lobby with your mom, and she says, well, we have reserved a shuttle, and it leaves in a couple of hours. Do you have plans? I presume you're riding with us, correct?
I certainly can. My friends have they have commissioned a ground transport, and if I'm to understand this correctly, I'm being told that taking this ground transport with my colleagues could enhance team cohesion or some such. But I haven't made any commitments.
Well, you should definitely do that, son. And I imagine that, well, I have been a mother long enough to know that having your family tag along would not be conducive to fostering cohesive bonding with your work team.
Perhaps.
We wouldn't want to embarrass you.
Mother, you're the most prestigious guest this institution has had since I've begun my position here. I doubt anyone would consider you an embarrassment, least of all your son.
My son, you cannot fool me. I appreciate the compliment, though. And she takes your hand again, clasps them. We shall see you in the south. Yes?
Yes.
Travel safe.
Thank you, and you.
Enjoy yourself. Try not to do too much work on the ride down.
I will fight through the paradox of needing to enjoy myself but not work too much.
Good. If there's one thing I regret passing on to you, it's constantly wanting to work.
He quirks an eyebrow in a very Vulcan-like fashion and says, "That sounds like an exaggeration, Mother."
I don't think so. I think you picked that up from me. And I will say, though, in my later years, I now have learned the joys of leisure more than I thought I could.
He raises an eyebrow as she chooses the word joys, and he says, I see. I will take that into consideration.
Did I tell you I took a bartending course? Mixology, they call it.
A bartender course? No,
Yes.
I hadn't heard. The last conversation you and I had was about Dr. Shashiros's retirement.
Oh, yes, of course. That was a beautiful, beautiful celebration. But yes, I took a mixology course because I realized, and your father pointed out, that I needed a new hobby. And I hadn't learned something new in many, many years. And so, in the South, I would like to, perhaps, if I can, treat you to a synthahol mixture of my own creation.
I would love that. I
Wonderful.
would be... Yes, that sounds like a unique experience, and I would love that.
So it shall be. We will see you in the South.
See you in the South.
And she goes over and joins your father and sibling with the luggage. And anything else?
No, he's gonna approach Ty and just say, I will be attending the road trip.
Really?
Yes.
You don't get car sick working on your datapad?
The functions of my inner ear were replaced when I was assimilated, so it's not possible for me to receive any kind of sickness due to vibration.
The equivalent could have well done the same.
Suppose, but I'm not subjected to the equivalent either. I cannot get dizzy.
But you can balance.
Yes, but that's through it's complicated. Yes, I'll be fine.
All right. Well, I'll let Neil know.
I will go and start selectively deciding which data pads to not bring.
Why do I get the impression that you would rather gnaw your own arm off than partake in any of this?
That is completely accurate. However, there is... My father is the spiritual one in my family, and he likes to remind me that stepping into the discomfort usually forces one to grow and defy one's own expectations. This makes me very uncomfortable, and I suspect the reason why is because I need it.
Why do you say that?
Because this is the most sociable I've ever been in my life. I think this is the next step. Let's not make a big deal out of it. I'm just going on this road trip. I'm sure it'll be joyous and educational.
I'll see you there.
He'll immediately pivot on his heel and start quick walking towards his quarters.
All right. Well, far be it from me to deny someone the agency to do something they dislike.
Okay. Any other last minute things before you all gather at the Land Rover? Land Rover.
Oh, because it's on land in this road.
I'll just call it a Rover. We are not sponsored by Land Rover, so it's a Rover.
I mean, we could be.
We
But
could
if they
be.
wanted to,
Call
But
us
they're
Land
cowards.
Rover.
You know what, Land Rover? I'm bullying you into sponsoring our
You scared?
random Star Trek
You
Adventure
scared of?
stream. Someone clip that out, and I will bully Land Rover. I don't know what I'm doing. Someone shut me up.
Never.
Nope.
I think Maloof will take a second to stop by Qila, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
I think it's just about time for the trip, so Valuth is in. You know those weird shirts Cisco used to wear, where like the drop V is like too low, but there's weird triangles on everything.
Shrek fashion, yes.
Yeah. So he's wearing that, cargo shorts and socks and sandals with his fanny pack.
Yes, I'm living for this.
Ensign Qila, if I might have a moment of your time.
Absolutely, Commander. Please, as I motion for him to come in.
I'm just about to begin my shore leave, and it's come to my attention that I never properly thanked you for taking the responsibility of guarding Veevee during the Intatina event.
Well, Commander, the safety of this crew and the safety of this station is on my shoulders, as well as the rest of the security team, of course. And it was an honor that you felt that I was responsible enough to be handling such a top priority.
Yes, well, you handled the task admirably, and I did not want to leave the station without giving you the proper respect for the way you professionally handled the incident.
Well, thank you, Commander. As you're well aware, Veevee and I are quite different, and it was I wouldn't say challenging assignment, but I would say enlightening one. I feel like Veevee and I have grown closer, if we could ever be closer. But at the same time, my respect for her has grown, especially with the way she handled the incident.
Well, I would officially like to state that the matter is entirely in your hands now. If you believe that Veevee no longer contains a threat to the station, I will leave that call directly in your hands.
I'm going to be getting reports multiple times a day on Veevee's current state of mind, her well-being. If there is any indication that there is a threat to the station, I will be on the first shuttle back, I assure you.
Wonderful. Seeing that you specialize in intelligence, there is a matter that is slightly of a more personal nature that I would like to make an inquiry about.
Ensign Qila sits down and gets comfortable and nods her head.
As I'm sure you are aware, we've recently been visited by a decorated Starfleet captain.
Yes, we have. I had the honor and privilege of meeting Captain Talon today. It was truly exciting.
Well, I don't believe that the captain has come here under the direction of Starfleet or in any official capacity. I still worry that they might find my command to be disagreeable. Have you heard anything from the captain that may illuminate how they perceive my command of the station?
Well, I've only met the captain very briefly today, and you did not come up in conversation, but I am hoping, extremely hoping, that she and I will get to know each other better. This whole, exciting event that we're about to go watch, and us rooting for Janelle, Dr. Reon's sibling, and of course, I feel like this will be a bonding experience for all of us, as a team and as a unit. And I'm sure if your commanding skills come up in conversation, you have my word that I will give her my honest opinion, which, of course, is of the highest respect to you, Commander.
Thank you. And I can assure you that I will do the same if there are any inquiries about our intelligence.
Well, if if that comes up in conversation, then we're both in big trouble, aren't we? Why? She hasn't said anything about my intelligence, has she? Has she said anything about my intelligence? Did I come up in conversation when you spoke to her earlier?
You did not come up in conversation.
Because I mean, I could be wrong, but I it's hard to, again, my experience with communicating with Vulcans is very limited, but I think she might have liked me. I saw maybe a slight rise in one eyebrow that indicated not disgust, but acceptance of some kind, or maybe even like a I don't know. I was a little nervous. I might have misinterpreted it.
Vulcans are very difficult to understand. We have a capacity of separating ourselves from our emotions, especially in regards to doing what is necessary to fulfill our duties. Though I am only half, I can agree with you that it was very difficult to discern the captain's true feelings.
Oh no, that means she might. Maybe I misinterpreted the eyebrow. It couldn't mean anything now. Maybe it was disgust. Maybe it was a concern for my station and for my security responsibilities.
Take comfort in knowing that if there were anything detrimental to the station, I do not believe the captain is such that they would not let you know directly.
I sure hope so.
The very fact that you did not hear any critiques may very well be the compliment that you are looking for.
Thank you, Commander. I will take that in stride.
I will try to hold on to that knowledge myself, to comfort myself in this very difficult time with the captain. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander. And as soon as he leaves my quarters, I'm going to go to the computer and be like, computer, search Vulcan eyebrow expressions.
There's a whole page.
oh, there's plenty. I'm like, which eyebrow was it? Oh.
Yeah, you get back a lot of results.
This is going to be hard. Was it contempt? Concern? I'm only in the C's. Oh gosh. And you can cut away that.
Okay. All right. So with that, I believe that takes us to, or sorry, was there anything else last minute before you all load in? Okay. You all are now gathered back in the shuttle bay. I'm calling it the shuttle bay. You know it also does have land vehicles.
Yeah, the vehicle bay, the big garage.
The vehicle bay, yeah.
Is
and
this one of the rovers with a buddy copter?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, it is. The buddy copter is attached to the high back of it. Oh yeah, let me describe this. And actually, I wanted you all to help name it. So here's the description. It is a rover, and it is the size of either a large, like, family van or a small bus. It is a 20-seater. It has 5 rows with 2 spacious seats on either side. And there are 2 restrooms in the back and a kind of nook between the 2 restrooms, kind of like an airplane galley, if you can imagine, like a little nook back there where the replicator is. The replicator, as Ensign Thyron said, is programmed with limited snack, beverage, and item assortment. And then, and then the exterior, it looks like the typical shuttles, but a bit more boxy. I'm trying to think if there's like, I'm thinking minivan, like how it kind of, it's high in the front and then slopes down to the, it's high in the back and then slopes down to the front. Also specifically those like Mercedes minivans, but maybe like sleeker and more futuristically designed. And otherwise it looks like a typical shuttle. Also though, it has like the Curiosity rover, but bigger. It has those really thick, heavy duty tires, 8 of them. So 4 on each side. Also, it has an accessible entry on either side. So there is an elevate, or not a lift that kind of will just like gently come down, and anyone who needs to can roll onto that lift and be elevated up into the van on either side. What is the name of this rover and copter?
I have notes from our session 0.
Oh, great. Okay.
And
What do you have?
since we are requesting, if I have this right, a car-sized rover with big wheels and a buddy.
Mm-hmm. Van size. Yes.
Perseverance checks those boxes.
Ooh.
And session 0, you said we got Percy.
Hold on. Okay, hold on.
It probably is new Percy and
Right,
bigger
exactly.
Percy, because car size isn't quite van size for like 20 seats and like a tour bus, but like
this is
Percy 2 the personing.
That's what I was gonna say. It's maybe Persevere the Second or something like that. Okay. Everybody on board for that?
Let's do it.
What's the name of the thing?
Perseverance the Second.
So you're
Perseverance
saying that
2.
this is a perseverance on some kind of Star Trek.
Perseverance 2, Revenge of the Shore Leave.
Oh no, don't invoke that.
Sorry.
Get in the vehicle.
Oh no, sorry. I did the thing.
That's right.
right.
It's a shore leave
I'm
episode.
really sad that
Here
I'm
we
going to
go.
have to leave soon because this episode is so much fun.
Okay.
All right, we'll be very well behaved without you. Don't worry.
Oh man.
A note to our fantabulous tech producer, because it'll be quicker than chatting it to you. Mike, if you can get that website link. Oh, wait, you might not. It's in our. Oh, hold on. Let me put it in our Discord chat.
This
I'm going to
is
send
super
you a new
cool.
link. Yeah, if you can load it. I've been having some tech problems.
I'm playing with it.
Oh, great.
Can I
so it's
share it
working.
with chat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can put it in the chat. And also, Mike, if you can put it up on screen as like an insert for us, because we're going on a road trip, baby.
Come on, everybody. Join us on the road trip.
Yeah, Mike, do you have the link, or should I pop it in chat for you?
There is no mic.
Is this the Mars one?
Yeah.
You sent me earlier?
That's just vague enough that I'm not sure. So here, I'm going to give it to you again. It's okay. We have a lot of those things that you just said. Okay. Sir Percival. Love it. All right, so we have some imaging coming up in a second, and
the
you
rover
all-
could be called DeRollo.
DeRollo.
Because it's
Oh,
right.
it
Technical director,
rolls.
could we please boot one
Hey.
of these streamers?
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for letting me play.
Folks are saying it's just dots. More dots. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Voice of God is speaking to us. Just so you
I
all
thought
know.
we were talking
Percy
like
DeRollo.
rover stuff, just like naming it dots. I was like, I don't get it, but I'm here
Yeah.
for it. Dots sounds kind of cute, actually.
It's super cute.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that link. I see now what's happening. Okay, I'm caught up.
Perseverance Fredrickson von Nilsel Kowalski II.
As we're all heading down, I will tell you this real quick because I know Bonnie has to leave in a moment. And also, Bonnie, this is well, I'll tell you. Okay, you're on a road trip. Ensign Niall Thyron has suggested that you all swing by the heritage sites, which are on the way. It's kind of a zigzag. It's going to add a little time to your trip, but she says it's worth it. But when you do arrive down south at the Southern Winter Games, the first 2 to 3 days are going to be the individual sports. So like big mountain skiing, hang gliding, kayaking, things like that.
I have all
Luge-
my
luge
money betting
kayaking.
on the group ones.
Great, thank you. Okay, I will. Thank you, voice of God. I will direct you. I will direct God. So much power. So yeah, there will be individual winter sports which Carmen Nieves is going to be performing, and I'm such a theater nerd. Is going to be competing in, and then after the 3rd to 5th day is the team sports, and that's when Junil will be performing. Oh my God, competing with their wind hockey team. So that's the lay of events.
Okay.
Qila.
Yes.
So you're on this road trip. Anything you want before before the player leaves? Do you want Qila to be doing anything in particular on this road trip?
I missed the road trip bus.
So
Which
you're
is
gonna take the
why
shuttle?
I'm not here.
Got it.
I stayed up all night looking up Vulcan eyebrows and overslept and missed it. But I did send a notification to of course, Commander Valoof and Rylem and everyone that was going on the trip saying...
Which Rylem? Because that my dad... And then there's
I did not send a note to your father.
Just checking, because I never know with these intelligence officers.
Yes, I CC'd your dad on my personal note to you.
To you, Mrs. Robinson.
I CC'd your dad is just
I'm
devoid of
writing.
context.
Yo,
I'm writing this down. I'm writing that song.
In my head, Qila got too deep in the weeds with the Podfar section of eyebrow meetings.
Okay, anywho, because sadly, I do have to leave for work. I'm so sorry, everyone watching. Ensign Qila is missing the fun road trip moments. But I stayed up all night watching Vulcan eyebrows, overslept, and but I made an excuse. I'm like, I sent it to Commander Valoof, Dr. Reon. I sent everyone a notice saying, I apologize. I had urgent matters to attend to this morning. I will meet you all at the games in a day's time. Please enjoy yourselves, and can't wait to hoorah for the team.
Well said.
Ensign Qila knows all about this stuff. Oh my goodness, y'all! What an episode this is.
We have not done any rolls, have we?
Can
once,
I roll? Can I roll for eyebrow?
Remember how many episodes
Search?
of Callisto 6 we went through where by the end of the episode we were
Uh-huh.
like, did we roll this game?
I didn't have to.
There were so many.
Yeah.
I would like to
Bonnie,
make
go ahead and do. Yeah, I want you to do like a reason. I feel like it's reason science.
I want to see if I can determine what.
It's a language. Use your linguistics.
Yes.
Get
Okay,
the roll.
reason
Get the
science.
It may be a language. Actually,
I'm using momentum given to us by the. This
Yes,
is a very
thank
important
you.
role.
Thank you,
Does
chat.
the captain like me?
Difficulty is going to be 2 because there's a lot of crap on the Utopia, the starship, the star base. Wow.
What is this reason security you said?
The database. You all know what I'm saying. There's a lot of. It's not
Insight.
even the database. Sorry, Starfleet database is something separate. We're talking
Yeah.
about like literally the internet in this
Right.
version of
Yeah.
the Star Trek world. So you're looking up a lot of different things. It's going to be difficulty 2 to parse out what is
Insight
crap and what
science.
is real.
to see if the captain liked me. Okay. And insight security, is that what you said? Or insight?
I
Insight
said
security.
reason security.
Oh,
because
okay.
Oh,
you're doing
reason security.
research. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm using my focus of linguistics, and I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
an extra dice for an
If
extra.
you have a value, you're about to leave for
You
the
know what?
evening.
Yeah, because you're out. That's the thing.
Doesn't matter. I crit, baby. I got a 3,
Ooh.
which is a crit for me. If it's security, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm using linguistics, and then I get two rolls. Oh, that was not.
Science.
Oh, it was science.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't crit, but I got 2
So
successes.
you got 2 successes.
And you know
all right.
what? You know what? You know what? I am going to use a value.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to use my value is.
You already rolled, but I'll let you do this.
I'm
this
using.
one
Look,
time.
I need to know this.
Okay.
Did I make a good impression?
Okay.
And my value is I'm a valuable asset as I am. Did the captain like me?
Okay. All right. So you got 4 successes then?
Yes.
All right. So you definitely got that. Y'all can bank that momentum, or you can spend 1 success to get really good, deep information. 1 momentum.
I'm gonna go
For
deep
extra.
into her files and
Okay.
learn everything about her, and then use my skills the detective skills to see What did she mean by thank you? What did she mean by nice to meet you? Was it really nice? Yeah.
So you not only do research on Vulcan expressions, facial expressions, eyebrow expressions, inflections in their voice. You do a lot of this. You realize, though, pretty quickly, like, a lot of it is kind of junk science because ultimately Vulcans are individuals and it's just up to the individual on how they are going to express themselves. But then you get wise and you're like, oh, wait, this is a decorated Starfleet captain with decades of service. Let me look at her records. And so, yes, you dive into her records.
This is why I missed the bus.
Yeah. You see that the way people have written about her is that she is very stoic. She also had a period where she took comedy classes and she was strangely expressive. She also is 1/4 Bajoran, which you may not have known before, Qila. So you realize that not only is she not that easy to read, she also has some other cultural influences that may be coming into play that you weren't aware of before. And so
I'm pulling an all-nighter.
I think ultimately what this search gets you is that Captain Talon plays it close to the vest. She does not reveal what she's feeling about something very easily or quickly. But you have reason to believe that she at least feels neutrally about you.
Great. I'm a neutral. The neutral zone is where I make my best profit. That's actually the best compliment you can give me.
The neutral zone. It is a neutral zone between you and Captain Talon so far.
I know quite a few people on this station that hold their emotions close to their chest and also keep themselves at a neutral around others. And I was able to crack through their exterior. I feel like I can too crack the code.
I just
of
realized
Captain Vallon.
If you're missing the land shuttle, that means you're probably going to take the shuttle. So you might ride with
I get to
Talon.
ride with the family. Oh, can we please what's the word? Next episode have a
yes.
flashback to me riding with Dr. Reon's
In the
family.
words of Jason Carl, I'm making a note.
Oh no. This is how I get fired from Starfleet Intelligence. It's been nice being a part of this show. Everyone's been very welcome.
Thanks for coming
All
back.
Mike, you have to go. I'm kicking you out now. You're going to be late.
Okay,
Bye.
I love you guys. I gotta drive to work. I love you.
Bye.
Drive safe. We love you.
You're okay.
Till next week.
Okay. Bye.
All right.
Thank God. Okay, so let's.
I will end you in your lineage if you ever insult Bonagor. She's a being of all perfections.
Okay, so without Ensign Qila now, so it's the three of you and the ensign, the other ensign, Ensign Thyron. Ensign Thyron at the wheel, at the controls, driving the Percy II out of the Utopia Planitia shipyard's campus and into the wilds of the Martian desert. The Martian sky right now is fairly clear, but with some low rolling yellowish clouds. You recognize that yellow is like the Martian dust that flutters up into the atmosphere. The sky is this like very, it's almost like there are shades of like an ochre. That's a color, right? It's like a weird yellowish brownish,
Like an orangish red kind of brown.
yeah, ochre and a little bit of light pale blue as well in the sky. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna say it's about midday, and you all set out now. Okay, now it's time for the map. Believe we have yep, thank you, Mike. We have that Esri map looking beautiful. So
Sweet.
Mike, we're gonna need you to scroll around. Utopia Planitia is not super clearly marked on here. If you can find it, great. Do I have coordinates? I might have coordinates that could help you. I also have another, like a 2D map that I can try to find. Look at you. You found it. I can't see it very well. Oh, here. Okay, I can see it now. I blew up my screen. So yeah, okay. So the first one you're gonna hit is obviously Viking 2. So you're gonna go straight east across the Utopia Planitia plain. That's an oxymoron, or not an oxymoron, but the Planitia plain. It's double. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. You go straight east, and you after I forgot how far it is. So I'm gonna say it's probably. Oh, also this thing might be kind of fast, like an hour and a half. You hit the Viking 2 site. And Mike, oh, I didn't share those links. This would have been so smooth if I had them ready. But thank you. So that's so at 65 kilometers per hour, that would be 10 hours, but we're going faster than that. See? So, okay, we'll say it takes a few hours. This rover can go pretty quickly. But it's a few hours drive east of Utopia Planitia. I'm dropping some links into our Discord, which we can then drop into chat. We can't share these because we can't share these on stream because you'll see why in a second. I'm going to put them in our general chat so that everyone has them at the same time. Okay, so this is where the stream punks become science communicators because we're pulling from actual science and history here. So when you arrive at the Viking 2 site, you all pull up and Niall puts the rover in park and says, all right, everybody, we're at the first one. This is the Viking 2, closest to Utopia Planitia. Did you notice how bumpy that ride was? Coming out over the ridge, it kind of gets bumpy. I hope you all held on to your seats there. You know, the tires are so thick and strong. I sometimes get worried they're going to get punctured, but they never do by these Martian rocks. But also we have to replace them every 6 months just in case. All right, y'all, get out of here. Go check out the Viking rover. It's still there. She talks a lot, if you can't tell. That was from Benjamin. That was Benjamin's idea for the character. Okay. So on the display, if you look at that first link that has solarsystem.nasa.gov, you have this information. You all walk up and there is a pedestal, very lean pedestal, and at the top of it is a display. I'm going to say it's a mixture of some holographic technology, but also some like LED flat screen. You all can gather around and it will like read this out to you, but also scroll through the information. I'll summarize it right now, so I'm not reading this whole page to you. And it says, both NASA Viking missions used a combination of orbiter and lander to explore Mars in unprecedented detail. Viking 2 entered orbit around Mars on August 7th, 1976. And etc. It continues reading out the history of this lander, and you see it. It's a little bit dusty. Obviously, someone comes out here and dusts it off because it would be completely covered if it wasn't being tended to. But you see this ancient Earth technology. There's a little American flag on one side. There's all these like weird wires everywhere that are outside and exposed, which is not how things are built anymore. It is truly this ancient technology. Also on the display in one corner, you have there's a button. And that button says play Viking 2 Mars Heritage Site playlist. And if whoever is watching and our players on mute, go ahead and play that list so we don't get dinged by the Bee Gees. Copyright. But yeah.
I'm already being groovy.
Yeah. So you should be dancing by the Bee Gees is the first song that comes up. Yeah, that's all I'll say for now. Yeah. Feel free to explore and ask questions.
I mean, Reon is failing to express. I mean, Reon just looks so just kind of like great.
So Noir is grooving, but Veluth is just tapping their foot to the rhythm. And still reading the rule books on all the sports that they're getting ready to take a look at, and looking over to everyone else to see who's got a particular interest in the historical value of what's being shown.
Easy.
And kind of
It's
making
Ty.
a mental note.
It's just Ty. Ty has figured out pretty quickly that, like, if they don't find their enthusiasm and their fun, it will be subsumed
Yes.
by the highly humid blankets surrounding them.
AKA Killjoys.
Yeah, 'cause not a darn person made them go on this trip. They all chose it, so they can be here. And damned if Ty isn't going to have a good time. Again, very Judsia on Ryza.
Mm-hmm.
It would take so much more than Worf to piss them off right now. No, they have fun out of spite. And plus, this rover is from before I was born, so it's the coolest thing. It's so quaint. I love it.
Whereas Reon is reflecting on how Bajorans had achieved space flight some few thousand years before humans ever left their solar system. So he's looking at this just going, cool. Eric, of course, loves it, but Reon is kind of like, yes, humans eventually got there.
Noir, you might be muted.
It is rather impressive that they were able to make it this far with such primitive technology. It is to be admired.
Have you heard how small their computers were when they managed to leave their own orbit? It's adorable.
Yes, I do believe that I did some reading, and many of the early drones, it would seem, played themselves a song of happy birthday on the anniversary of their creation. A rather sentimental and human addition to their space travel. But it is in such small actions that I believe that the heart of the Federation can find its origins.
They used to be very good at empathizing through anthropomorphizing. Less good later, I suppose. But, it's just so cute. That's not even an eighth of a triquarter of memory. You're adorable. Just directly to Viking. All right.
Okay. Thyron says, well, if you all have had your fill, then we can move on to the next one. It's not far from here.
All right, perfect. Let's go.
Okay, you load back up, and you head now south, which is nice because that's the direction you want to go in. And another half hour passes, and already the car stops. And you all hop out, and you see a rover by the name of Zhurong. And that is Zhurong. And I have more links for you all.
GM, can I ask if Veluthki tried to do something here without being spotted?
Yeah. Well, who are you? Is it both or everyone here you're trying not to be seen by?
Basically everyone here, yeah.
All right. Let's do daring security. And are you in the rover right now or outside of it?
This would have been at Viking.
Oh, at Viking. Okay, that'll be less difficult. Difficulty 2, because you're not in close quarters with everyone.
Okay. I don't know what the picture equivalent is in Star Trek. Like he's like taking a picture for somebody,
like a
without them
report,
seeing. Yeah, but
yeah,
seeing Ty happy, he's gonna take a picture of Ty at the Viking, and also of the doctor kind of just being like, eh.
Yeah, the doctor is just kind of like.
Next to the doctor is Ensign Thyron just yapping away and like, yeah, you know, like, look at those wheels. Our wheels are so much better, right? I mean, no question.
All right, here we go. You said it was daring and security?
Daring security, difficulty 2.
Ooh, I'm not good at this, y'all. I have to roll 8 or under.
Ooh.
Okay, no, that's
8,
good.
really? Whoa, that's really...
Yeah, my security is
yeah.
1. I'm not... Luckily, I did make it, though. I got a 3 and an 8.
Nice. I can see that picture, like, yeah, with the Martian landscape in the background, and you all gathered around the Viking, too.
Yeah, this would have happened directly after the noting how sentimental humans were when they sent the rovers off and just kind of would walk back and just...
Nicely done. Okay.
And I think he's going to try to do that for each of these stops.
Great.
Just so the crew has something to remember the trip for.
Love it. Okay. I'm going to reduce... Actually, no. I think that roll is sufficient for you to stealthily be taking pictures throughout. You don't have to roll each time. Unless you want to.
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Okay. So next step. Oh, okay. That's because, the voice of God just said, we can't find this rover on the map, and there's a reason for that. Kind of sad reason, but also just, okay, here's the story. I'll tell you in-game, and then we'll go above game and talk about it. So, yes, you arrive at the Zhurong site, and you see this lovely little rover. On its display, again, you have the links in chat, so open up that page. You hear a voice in Mandarin speaking this, and then the translators in your suits will translate into your own languages, telling you about the history of the Zhurong. It is a Chinese rover. It was the first rover to actually take a selfie, and it's a really good selfie. Like, if you look it up, it's actually really awesome and surprising and amazing. This rover is currently, now I'm going to dip out of game and say this rover is currently on Mars, but sadly they've lost contact with it. Fingers crossed. We're hoping that they find it. And I've placed it here in a different location than it was, where they actually lost contact with it, I think, in Utopia Planitia. So in my mind, we're saying, come on, Zhurong, wake up, wake up. It goes further south, it explores for more, and it wakes up, and then this is its resting place far into the future. So, also, if you open up that playlist, sorry, I only made it on Spotify because it was harder to do on Apple.
And it's okay. It's all right. They actually it's hibernating.
Yeah, it's dust storms. Dust storms often will take out these rovers so quick, but sometimes they wake up from them. So it absolutely could just be hibernating.
From particularly some of the information you had passed along, but also I immediately started looking it up as soon as you mentioned the name. There's a temperature requirement built into the firmware of the Zhurong for it to wake up, and it's estimated just not to have hit that yet. As of like February. So like it's just groundhog. It hasn't seen its shadow, or maybe it has seen its shadow. I don't remember how that works. I just remember there's a lot of Bill Murray.
On that note,
maybe Bill Murray will pop up here with Zhurong, and it'll wake up.
And maybe wipe off the solar panels a little, because I know that was a contributing factor.
On that note, I just want to say R.I.P. to our beloved
Curiosity.
No, Insight.
Oh, Insight, yeah.
Yeah. Insight
got the rover, but also my dice track.
Oh, an opportunity. If anyone hasn't seen Goodnight Oppie, please go watch that. I think it's on Prime, Amazon Prime. Really beautiful documentary dedicated to Opportunity, the rover, and it's just awesome. And you will cry. You will freaking cry. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, about the selfie that Zhurong took, that is the cover of this. That's the cover photo. That's the selfie it took, y'all. That's the selfie.
No, an artiste also. That was a name that was voted on, and they actually got the one that was voted on. Justice for Bodie McBoatface.
Justice for Bodie McBoatface. Hashtag never forget.
I'm realizing we are short on time. I got wrapped up in my Marrone nerding out with you all. But yes, so you're here at the rover, and I'm imagining Veluth, you stealthily take that picture.
I do. I think I think for at least just one of them, it's gonna be very reluctant selfie in it with the crew in the background.
On the same
But
angle
just
as
like-
Shurong.
But it's just straight face Vulcan with the
With Reon standing back in the background with the data pad in his hand, just not even really paying attention to what's.
Fantastic. Yeah. And yeah, I'll say the sun is starting to set on this day, and you all load back into your rover, the Percy the Second, and you continue to head south to hit up some more heritage sites. But that's where we'll end this road trip session.
I love that Reon was.
Trip. This is perfect.
And I love the glass half full philosophy, and then the road trip initiates, and Ty's immediately getting irritated with Reon, like immediately getting irritated with Reon. It is a very Trek script like story arc of like, we're gonna have fun, and no, cheer up, you're gonna have fun, and then like 5 minutes in, the Jadzia like, what is wrong with you? Like, knock it off.
Have fun better.
Have fun better.
Have fun. Take out a data pad. Do some. I don't care.
Can I just toss a quick shout out to Caitlin Coronado or at Darkwater Smidge on Twitter?
Constant fan artist. Yeah.
They drew such a cute picture of vacation balloon.
Yeah.
Fanny pack is sending me.
Kaden did our first Shield of Tomorrow fan art back in the day.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank you,
I'm
Darkwater
verklempt now.
Smidge.
Dang.
Thank you so much. The fanny pack is sending me Vulcan dad vibes on vacation.
Yeah.
I can't even.
I was like, he's got the socks and sandals, so he's got to do the vacation dad thing of taking pictures of everything.
And the sunglasses, it's so cute.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Well, this has been episode 7. We will return next week with episode 8. Have a good week, everybody. Hydrate, take some breaks from the internet, and treat yourself real good, okay? All right. Signing out. See you next time.